Hello everyone, in this video we are going to see a numerical on calculation of net sectional area, and this is the second numerical. So let's start with the video. See, the problem statement says determine the net area of plate of size 250 mm by 10 mm and joined to a gusset plate by 18 mm bolts, which is as shown in the figure below. The diagram is given here. So this is the diagram that they have given. It says its width is 250 mm and its thickness is 10 mm. So how you can solve this numerical? See, as I told you in the previous video, first you have to do is decide how many possible paths are there and then calculate net area for each and every path. But I have also given you the shortcut trick, because in exam there will be so many paths by which you can find out the net area. But the shortcut trick that I have given, you have to apply that and find out only those areas by applying that shortcut. So first I'll write down the paths which are possible. So these are the paths that are possible in this diagram. See, as I told you that you have to take all the chain paths. Chain paths are compulsory. You cannot cancel them or you cannot ignore them. So the first chain path is ABC, then we have DE, and last FGH. So these are the three chain paths that are possible in this diagram. Then comes the staggered ones. See, ABE is also possible. Then ABEH is also possible. Then in this way you have to decide all these paths, all the possible paths by which the failure may occur. This is the first step. So you can pause the video and you can check whether these paths are possible or not. Now the second thing, you have to apply the shortcut which I have written here. What is the shortcut? The minimum net area occurs along a path which has maximum number of bolts, less pitch and minimum number of staggers. See, first is which occurs which has maximum number of bolts. Now in this particular diagram, which path has the maximum number of bolts? Either 4 numbers or 3 numbers will have definitely the maximum number of bolts. So all the paths which are 4 or 3, they will be considered or they will come in this criteria. So the first is, see, 10th one also, then 11th, then 12, 13, 14, 9. Only DE, except DE, all the possible paths are there which has 4 or 3 paths. But we also have some requirement, we also have one condition that you should take that path which has less pitch. That is the second requirement. So let's see the second requirement, less pitch. So which path has less pitch? See, this one is 60 and this one is 50. So all the paths which will start from either from D or F, they can have this pitch. Means if you go in this direction only, in right direction, if you go from D or F, then there is possibility that this minimum pitch will occur. For example, if I am going like this, F, G, E, H. So in F, G, E, H, the pitch is 50 mm, which is lesser out of these two values. So F, G, E, H will have minimum pitch that we can take. So how you can decide? First, the first thing I have told you already, that you will have to calculate the net area for all the chain paths. So these three chain paths are compulsory. You should calculate the net area for this chain path. Now comes the staggered one. For that you have to apply this condition. So the first condition is maximum number of bolts, less pitch and minimum stagger. Now how many paths has maximum number of bolts? See, this one has 4 numbers, this one 4, 4 and 4, and all rest of them will have 3 number of bolts. So you will directly ignore them. Only those paths which have 3, which has maximum number of volts as well as the less pitch, that path will be decided. So I have decided these three paths are compulsory. The second condition, less pitch. Now let's come to this A, B, E, H. A, B, E, H. It has 60 and 50, both the paths. So you will ignore this one. You will not calculate the net area for this one. Then this one we have decided F, G, E, H. F, G, E, H. Yes, it has minimum pitch. So we can take this one. Okay, then D, G, E, H. D, G, E, H. This one also has minimum pitch, but see how many staggers are there. D to G one stagger, G to E second stagger, and E to H is the third stagger. 1, 2, 3. Stagger means if you go diagonally downward, that will be known as stagger. So it has 1, 2, 3. 3 staggers. So you cannot take this one also. So I'll ignore this one. Then this one. D, B, E, H. D, B, E, H. Again 1, 2, 3. 3 staggers are there plus maximum pitch is also there. So you will definitely not take this one. So how many paths are remaining now? You can calculate the net area for 1, 2, 3. These 3 paths. Then this one. Only 4 paths we have shortlisted, and for that you can calculate the net area. And if you think that this one is also not sufficient, I have to calculate the net area for 3 number of volts also for the stagger one, then in that case you can calculate for those areas also. How? I'll tell you. 4 number of volts, all the paths which has 4 number of volts, that we have covered, and only one is chosen here. Now comes the path that has 3 number of volts. See, ABE, ABE, ABE. It is having 60 mm of pitch, that is maximum one. So you will not take this one. Second one, FGE, FGE. You can take this one because it has minimum pitch. So if you think that we have to work out on 3 number of volts, because 4 number of volts we have already taken, only one path is there, and rest of them were cancelled because of this all three criteria. But if you think that I should also take the path which has 3 number of volts, in that case I am talking. Okay, so FGE, FGE is, it is having one stagger only and minimum pitch, so you can take this one also if you want. Then DGH, DGH, one stagger and minimum pitch, even this can also be calculated. Then DGE, DGE, two staggers, you cannot take this one. Then DBC, DBC, definitely not because maximum pitch, one stagger. Then DBE, again DBE, two staggers are there, definitely not taken. Even maximum pitch is there, so not taken. And DEH, DEH, this you can take. So if you want to calculate for 3 also, so you can decide this one, 14th number DEH and this FGE. So and this DGH also. So 3 extra paths you can calculate. So what I'll do now, I have decided that I have to calculate which I have to take which paths. First, this one is I will take. I'll change this one. See, I'll take first ABC path. It is compulsorily taken because it is chain path. So these 3 are has to be taken. Then comes this one. This one is your next priority. Then any path which has 4 number of volts, no. Then your priority will come to the this one, this one, this one, and this one. But we know that these 3 paths will definitely not have minimum area or minimum net area. But for the practice, we will be calculating this. But in exam, you can ignore this 3. Which one? 1, this 2, and this 3. This 3 you can completely ignore in the exam. You will not calculate this. So I have to calculate only how many? 1, 2, 3, and this 4. These 4 are compulsory. Then 3 are, we have taken this extra. It is not compulsory. And this we have cancelled because it will not fit on in our criteria. So let's calculate them one by one. First we will calculate for the path ABC. First we will write down the given data. Let's see what is given here. See, B is given, it is 230 mm. Then thickness is also given, it is 10 mm, and diameter is also given, it is 18 mm. So I have given you the requirement, the criteria. If D is 18 mm, how much will be the DH? So you can check that video. In previous video I have given that. So 18 plus 2, it will be 18 plus 2, that is 20 mm. So DH which we have calculated now. So only these parameters are given. Then pitch is also given. See, this one is P1, this one is P2. You can write it like this, P1 and P2, or you can directly give without giving any name. You can directly start with the numerical. This one is gauge. Gauge is given here. It is 60 mm. This one is also given 60 mm gauge. This one, and this one is age, but it is not required, E. Okay. So let's calculate for the net area for path ABC. So I'll write it here. First, net area, in which first one is path A, B, C. It is a chain path, so the formula will be AN is equal to B minus N into DH into T, like this, because it is a chain path. So how you can calculate that? B is how much? It was 250 mm. So 250 mm minus number of bolts in path ABC. A, B, C. How many bolts are there? 3 number of bolts are there. Then DH. DH which we have calculated in the previous PPT. So it is 20 mm. Here it is. So we will put it as 20 mm. Bracket close into thickness is how much? It will be 10 mm. Here it is given here. So if you calculate it, it should come around 1900 mm square. So which we have calculated first. Now let's calculate the net area for the second path which we have decided, that is DE path. Second path is DE. Path DE. So for path DE, as it is a chain path, we will use the basic formula B minus N into DH into T. B is known, that is 250 mm, it is given, and number of bolts in DE path 1, 2 number of bolts are there. DH is 20 which we have calculated, and T is 10 mm. So if you calculate this one, it will come around 2100 mm square. So two paths are over now. Third one is, which we have decided, is FGH. So let's calculate the third path. F path FGH. Now see, FGH is also a chain path. So for that also we will use the same formula. AN is equal to B minus N into DH into T. Now B is how much? It is 250 minus N is number of bolts in this path 1, 2, 3. 3 number of bolts into DH. DH is how much? It is 20, and into T is 10. So how much it will be? You can calculate it. You can pause the video and you can check how much is the value. It will be same which we have calculated for ABC path, because same values are there. See, for ABC path it is 1900. For FGH path it is also 1900 mm square. Now we have calculated all the chain paths. Only how many paths are remaining? What I told you, this one is your first priority, this one is your second priority, this one is your third one, and fourth priority will be this one, because it has maximum number of bolts, also less pitch, and only one stagger. See, F, G, E, H, 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 number of bolts. So this criteria fits maximum number of bolts. Less pitch, which one is less pitch? This one is 60, this one is 50, and we are going like this, F, G, E, H. If you want to go from G to E, so which path is getting covered? This one. This pitch is getting covered, so it is 50 mm. So minimum pitch or less pitch criteria is also perfect here, and minimum number of staggers, only one stagger is there, F, G, E, H. So I think two F, G, E, H. Okay, two number of staggers are there. So you can have this one also, and which we have cancelled, which one was that? DGEH. DGEH. No, it has three number of paths. That's why we had cancelled this one. So you can go for this one. See, third criteria is not perfectly fitting here. It will not fit here perfectly because it says minimum number of staggers and it has two staggers, F, G, E, H. G to E one stagger and E to H second stagger. So I think it will not come as minimum from chain, means from 1, 2 and 3. These three paths I think our minimum area will come. So let's see whether it will come or not. So let's calculate FGEH. I'll calculate that. Fourth one, path FGEH. How many number of bolts are there? 4 number of bolts. And how many staggers are there? Staggers I have told you, FGEH. G to E1 and E to H second. So 2. So now formula will change. AN is equal to B minus N into DH plus P square by 4G plus P square by 4G. Now why I have taken this value 2 times P square by 4G term? Because number of staggers are 2 and multiply by T as it is. So now comes B. What is B? It is 250 mm minus what is N? Number of bolts. They are 4 into DH. DH we have calculated. It is 20 mm plus P square by 4G. Now for this stagger FGEEH. So from G to E first stagger the pitch is 50 mm. So I'll put 50 square divided by 4 into G. What is the value of G here? If you are going from G to E, it is 60 mm. So I'll put 60 here. Then P square by 4G again. So P again. What is the pitch? You are going like this. F, G, E, H. From E to H, again the pitch is same. P square, that is 50 square divided by 4 into G. From E to H, again the pitch, again the gauge is 60 mm. So I'll put 60 here. Multiply by T, that is 10 mm. So if you calculate it, you can even pause the video and you can calculate it because you will also have the practice. So it will come around 1908 and it will come in 0.3 mm square. Now we have calculated all the paths actually. You can ignore this one FGE, DGH and DEH, but I will calculate it because you can have the practice on this. So first I'll calculate it for FGE. Path FGE. You can check whether it has stagger or not. FGE. Yes, it has staggers. Number of volts are 3 and stagger is only 1. Stagger is only 1. So what will be the formula? If your path has stagger, the formula will be like this. B minus N into DH. How many staggers are there? 1 only. So I'll put P square by 4G only one time and bracket close into T as it is. So B, what is the value of B? It is 250 minus what is the value of N? Number of volts? 1, 2, 3. 3 number of volts were there in FG path. So 3 into DH. DH was 20. Then P square by 4G. Now which path is this? FGE. So which pitch is getting covered? 50 mm. So 50 square divided by 4 into gauge. Gauge is constant. It is 60. Bracket close into T. Thickness is 10 mm. So it will come around FGE path I am talking about. It will come around 2004.1 mm square. Now this path is also over. See what I will do. I'll write the areas which we have calculated. I'll write it here. For ABC path it is 1900. For DE path it is how much? 2100. 2100. All are in mm square. FGH. For FGH it is 1900. 1900. Then directly come to FGEH. FGEH it was 1908.3. 1908.3. Then for FGE we have calculated. So for FGE it is how much? It is 2004.1. 2004.1. So we have calculated even for DEH also the value will be same. For FGE and for DEH the value will be same. You can check it. It will be 2004.1 mm square. Then only even for DGH also, see DGH, for this one also the value will also be same. It will be 2004.1 mm square. Now which one is remaining? Not a single area is remaining. So we have covered all the areas. So which area is the minimum one? This one is the minimum. That is path ABC. So finally you can write here that therefore minimum net area occurs along which path it occurs? Along path ABC, or you can also write or path. See, we have two areas with the same value 1900, 1900. So you can either write ABC path or FGH path because the path is same, or FGH means the failure will be, it will be either like this failure path or it will be like this. It is one and the same. So these two paths are possible and it will have minimum net area. So how much it is? AN is equal to final net area. I am writing here 1900 mm square. So in this way you can calculate the net area and you can finally, even in exam you can highlight this one, that this one is my minimum net area which I have calculated. So this was a video on calculation of net sectional area, and the type of member was plate, that you have to remember. This one is plate, not the angle. For angle I'll take the numerical in the next video, but this one was plate. For plate we have calculated the minimum net area. Thank you.